The following is a home program on Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 6, text number 30, given by His Grace Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari, recorded on May 20th, 2009, in Sofia, Bulgaria.
So tonight, in this most auspicious gathering, we are going to study from the chapter number 6, text number 30 of Bhagavad Gita.
Тази вечер, тази много приятно събиране, ще изучаваме стих от Бхагавад Гита, 6 глава, номер 30.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami Satchamena pranashyati Yomam pashyati sarvatra Sarvam cha mai pashyati Tasyaham na pranashyami Satchamena pranashyati. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. Purport. A person in Krishna consciousness certainly sees Krishna everywhere, and he sees everything in Krishna. Such a person may appear to see all separate manifestations of the material nature, but in each and every instance he is conscious of Krishna, knowing that everything is a manifestation of Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. This is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the development of love for Krishna, a position transcendental even to material liberation. At this stage of Krishna consciousness, beyond self-realization, the devotee becomes one with Krishna, in the sense that Krishna becomes everything for the devotee, and the devotee becomes full in loving Krishna. An intimate relationship between the Lord and the devotee then exists. In that stage, the living entity can never be annihilated, nor is the personality of Godhead ever out of the sight of the devotee. To merge in Krishna consciousness, rather to merge in Krishna, is spiritual annihilation. A devotee takes no such risk. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita 538, Preman janat chodito bhakti valochanena santak sadaiva hidayeshu vilokayanti yangsham shunjaram achintya gunasparupam govindamandi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who was always seen by the devotee whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. He is seen in his eternal form of Sham Sundar, situated within the heart of the devotee. At this stage, Lord Krishna never disappears from the sight of the devotee, nor does the devotee ever lose sight of the Lord. In the case of a yogi who sees the Lord as Paramatma within the heart, the same applies. Such a yogi turns into a pure devotee and cannot bear to live for a moment without seeing the Lord within himself. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatam Bharakamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sajaitam Zavadutam Purijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha. So, this is the most wonderful verse. It tells us how to never lose sight of Krishna. Wouldn't you like to see Krishna at every minute? That is called a feast for the eyes. When the pure devotee sees Krishna, he drinks that darshan into his heart. This is like when you were thirsty and you get a drink of water, it tastes so good. So the pure devotee is so thirsty for Krishna. He's dying of thirst for Krishna. Intensely hankering for Krishna. So Krishna reciprocates for that intense love of his devotee by always being visible in front of him. And then the devotee, he quenches his thirst for Krishna unlimitedly by drinking that darshan into his heart. So, Prabhupada here is quoting a very nice verse from Brahma Samhita. That text number 38 from the 5th chapter of Brahma Samhita. That is giving us the technique. That is giving us the method by which we can also become qualified to see Krishna at every minute. The essential ingredient is Prem Anjana. That is the ointment of love of God. You can go to the drugstore and you can get so many different types of medicine for the eyes. If your eyes are itching, you can get a medicine that will take the itch out of your eyes. If your eyes become bloodshot, you can get a medicine to take the redness out of your eyes. But where is that medicine that will take the lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy out of our eyes?
Но кое е това лекарство, което ще отстрани похота, гнева, алчността, илюзията, завистта от очите ни?
You see, God is your Father.
Виждате ли, Богът е вашият баща.
And you are the dear child of God.
А вие сте негови скъпи деца.
So actually you are meant to see God at every minute.
Така че вие сте предназначени да виждате Бога винаги.
By your constitutional birthright, you are meant to see God at every minute.
Това е ваше родено право да виждате Бога във всеки минут.
But in this material existence, we are in a diseased state of consciousness.
В това материално съществуване ние сме в болестно състояние на съзнание.
Because of these six enemies: lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy.
Заради тези 6 врага: лудост, гняв, алчност, похот, илюзия, завист.
Our vision has become blocked.
Нашето зрение е блокирано.
We cannot see the Lord.
Ние не можем да видим Бога.
So we require some medication
Затова имаме нужда от лекарство.
to purify our eyes of these cataracts, these blocking agents.
И лечение, което да премахне катаракта, който пречи да виждаме.
That medicine is called Prem Anjana,
Това лекарство се нарича преманджана.
the ointment of love of God.
Или елеят на любовта към Бога.
So how does one apply that ointment?
Как се прилага това лекарство?
Normally, if we apply some eye ointment, we put it here, you see, like that.
Обикновено си слагаме някакви капки за очи, ние ги слагаме по този начин.
But this ointment has a different technique for application.
Но този мехлем се прилага по различен начин.
This ointment goes into the ears.
Този мехлем влиза през ушите.
It is a mystical ointment.
Това е мистичен мехлем.
You take this ointment into your ears,
Той влиза през ушите
and it goes to your heart.
и стига в сърцето.
And then from your heart it comes to your eyes.
И от сърцето
You see?
стига до очите.
So, where do we find this ointment?
Къде може да намерим такова лекарство?
That is the words of the scripture.
Това са думите на свещените писания.
That is the words coming from the mouth of the spiritual master.
Това са думите, които идват от устата на духовния учител.
That is the words coming from the mouths of senior devotees,
Това са думите, които идват от устата на старшите предани.
those who are advanced in Krishna consciousness.
Онези, които са напреднали в Кришна съзнание.
When we hear from the scripture, from Guru and from advanced devotees,
Когато слушаме от свещените писания от гуру или напредналите предани,
those transcendental sound vibrations, if we open our hearts to receive them very nicely,
тази трансцендентална звукова вибрация, ако отворим сърцата си, за да я приемаме хубаво,
they will go very, very, very deeply into our hearts.
тези думи ще стигнат много, много дълбоко, ще докоснат сърцата ни.
Our hearts will become purified.
Сърцата ни ще се пречистят
Our vision will become purified.
и зрението ни ще се изясни. Ще се
More and more and more and more and more.
все повече и повече и повече.
Until that wonderful day finally comes,
Когато този прекрасен ден най-накрая дойде,
when the Krishna sun fully arises within our hearts,
когато слънцето на Кришна напълно ще изгрее сърцата ни
and we will be able to see Krishna face to face, eye to eye.
и ще сме способни да видим Кришна лице в лице, очи в очи.
And then we will know that for sure that Krishna is not imagination.
И тогава със сигурност ще знаем, че Кришна не е въображаем.
Krishna is not fiction.
Кришна не е измислица.
Of course we already know,
Разбира се, ние вече го знаем това.
but then we will know even more completely
Но тогава вече ще знаем това
that Krishna is real,
със сигурност, пълнота. Че
that He is the source of all existence,
Кришна е истински и той е източникът на всичко.
that He is the maintainer of everyone,
Той поддържа всички.
that He is the best friend of all living beings,
Той е най-добрият приятел на всички живи
that
същества.
He is the owner of everything,
Той е собственикът на всичко.
and that everything is for His pleasure and satisfaction.
И всичко е предназначено за негово удовлетворение и удоволствие.
So that is the key.
Ето това е ключът.
We have to be in this mood
Трябва да оставаме в това настроение.
of doing everything for God.
Да правим всичко за Бога.
At the present moment, we are thinking, I am the center of the universe.
ние си мислиме, че ние сме центъра на Вселената.
This is called egotism.
Това се нарича егоизъм.
We are all polluted by egotism.
Всички ние сме замърсени от егоизъм.
And this egotism is blocking us from direct contact with Allah.
Този егоизъм ни пречи да изпитаме директния контакт с Бога.
So, by developing this loving service mood,
Като развиеме своето настроение на служене с любов,
then that egotism will evaporate and it'll become Godism.
тогава този егоизъм ще се изпари и ще стане.
Instead of being ego-centered, we will become God-centered.
Вместо да сме егоисти, ще бъдем.
So, how do we develop that loving feeling towards the Lord?
Ще поставим Бога в център. Бога ще бъде в центъра. Как да развием това любовно чувство към Бога?
The Shastra, the scriptures are telling us exactly what to do.
Шастра или свещените писания ни казват точно какво да направим.
By reading these transcendental literatures that Srila Prabhupada has so kindly given us,
Като четеме тази трансцендентална литература, която Шрила Прабхупад толкова милостиво ни е дал.
and practicing the teachings that are written within them,
И практикуваме ученията, които са записани там,
we will feel how we are being transformed.
ние ще почувстваме как се трансформираме.
We will feel how we are being uplifted.
Ще чувстваме как с нашето съзнание се издига.
We will feel how we are becoming delivered from all anxieties.
Ще усетиме как всички безпокойства се изпаряват.
Right now, we are stuck with bodies that get sick, get old, and die.
В момента ние сме закотвени в тела, които устаряват, разболяват се и умират.
But by reviving our Krishna consciousness,
Но като събудиме, съживим нашето Кришна съзнание,
we will revive our eternal, original spiritual bodies which never get sick, which never get old, and never die.
ние ще възкресим нашите вечни тела, които никога не устаряват, не се разболяват и не умират.
This body that you have right now,
Тялото, което имате в момента,
it is not you.
не сте вие.
It is simply a covering of the actual self.
Това е просто покривало на истинското себе.
So we are enjoined by Srila Prabhupada to make the best use of a bad bargain.
И така Шрила Прабхупад ни подканя да правим най-доброто, да извлечем най-голяма полза от лошо сключената сделка.
In other words, this material body is a bad bargain.
С други думи, материалното тяло е една лоша сделка.
Just like you go down to buy a car, you see,
Например, ако отидете и си купите кола
and you're cheated by the car dealer.
и ви измами този, който продава.
I don't know if you know this word lemon? In America, if you get a car that's a bad car, they call it a lemon. Yeah, it's a bad. You're cheated by the car dealer. He sells you a car which does not operate properly.
Ако ви измами продавач на коли, вие взимате кола, която не работи добре.
But now, what can you do? You bought the car, he took your money, you have the car, now you have to somehow make use of it.
И какво да правите сега? Така ли ще взели колата, платили сте за нея, сега имате нещо трябва да направите с нея.
Until you can qualify to get a decent car, you see.
Докато не се квалифицирате да получите хубава кола.
Used car salesmen are especially notorious for this, you see.
Американските продавачи на коли са особено известни с това.
Actually, there's so many problems with the car. That's why somebody got rid of it, you see.
Всъщност точно това е причината някой да се отърве от колата си, че има много проблеми.
But the used car salesman, he gives you a big sales pitch. Oh, it's a very first-class car. No problems with this car.
Тези, които я продават, казват, колата правят много добра реклама. Тя е първокласна.
And you foolishly believe the salesman, you see.
И вие глупо вярвате на това, което ви продава.
And now you're stuck with a car which is not very good.
И се оказвате с кола, която не е много добра.
But what you can do, you've already paid for it.
Какво може да направите? Вече сте...
You own the car,
Вие сте собственик на колата.
so you have to somehow make do with it.
Просто трябва да направите нещо, да извлечете
So some of you are laughing a little bit, that's all right.
Някой от вас малко се смее.
But I'm talking about your material body.
Аз говоря за вашите материални
You see. Your material body. You have taken this material body from Maya Devi, she's this very slick used car salesman.
Вие сте взели тези материални тела от Майя Деви, която е много хитър търговец.
She has convinced you to take this material body.
Тя ви е убедила да приемете това материално тяло.
telling you it's very good, you can really enjoy now.
Тя ви казва, че това е много добро и може да му се наслаждавате.
But then you find out when you come out in your new body that actually it was a sales pitch.
Но когато получите това ново тяло, вие разбирате, че това
There's so many problems with this body.
ще е било измама, защото
I thought I would be the enjoyer,
ви си мислите, аз можеше
but now I see it gets sick,
но сега виждам, че тялото се
it
разбирава,
gets old,
остарява
and then it dies.
и накрая умира.
So they say that, hindsight is better than no sight. In other words, it's better to be educated. If you can't be educated immediately, at least you can be educated eventually.
Хората казват по-добре е късно, отколкото никога.
Better late than never. You see? So we found out too late, and before we accepted this body.
Така ние много късно сме разбрали.
But now we can make the best use of a bad bargain, engage this body in such a way that we will never take birth again.
Но сега може да възползваме по най-добрия начин от Божията сделка и да ангажираме тялото си по такъв начин, че повече да не се налага да се раждаме.
That knowledge is given by Krishna.
Знанието как да направим това се дава.
How to engage this body in such a way that you never take another material body again.
Как да ангажирате това тяло по такъв начин, че никога да не ви се налага да приемете ново материално тяло.
So, that is the Krishna consciousness movement founded by Srila Prabhupada.
Това е движението за Кришна съзнание, основано от Шрила Прабхупада.
To teach people how to follow the instructions of Krishna.
Който да обучи хората как да следват инструкциите на Кришна.
Srila Prabhupada has founded a society known as ISKCON,
Шрила Прабхупада основава общество, известно като ИСКОН,
the International Society for Krishna Consciousness,
международното общество за Кришна съзнание.
for teaching people how to become realized in Krishna consciousness,
Което учи хората как да станат осъзнати в Кришна съзнание.
and how to be sure that they will never take birth again.
И да се уверят, че няма повече да се раждат.
So I can ask now if there's any questions.
Има ли някакви въпроси?
В втора глава, 7 стих се казва, че това е ключа за разбирането на Бхагавад-гита. И от лекции, които слушах, че описва се състоянието на Арджуна и фактически се описва като една безнадежна скръб. И фактически как ние можем да влезем в това състояние, защото ние, ако не можем да влезем в това състояние, ние не можем да разберем Бхагавад-гита.
He says about chapter 2, verse number 7, he heard some lectures about this verse of Bhagavad Gita, and it is said that this is the key actually to understanding Bhagavad Gita.
The key?
The key, yes. That one has to...
Yes, krapanya dosho pahata svabhava pashami tvang dharma samuddacheta yad shrayansa nishchitan bruhinam me shashashtehang shadimam tvang prabhanam. Yeah. 2:7. Yes, this is the key.
Това е ключа към разбирането на Bhagavad Gita.
How to understand Bhagavad Gita.
Как да бъде разбран.
Arjuna is saying that now I am confused about my duty.
Арджуна казва, сега съм объркан относно моя дълг.
And I've lost all composure due to miserly weakness.
И съм загубил цялото си самообладание поради скъпенческата слабост.
In this condition, I'm asking you, my dear Lord Krishna, please tell me clearly what am I to do?
В това състояние те моля, скъпи Господи Кришна, да ми кажеш кое със сигурност е най-добро за мен.
Now I am your disciple,
Сега съм твой ученик
and a soul surrendered unto you.
и душа отдадена на теб.
Please instruct me.
Моля те, инструктирай.
This is the key.
Да, това е ключът.
Unless one can come to this state of consciousness,
Ако човек не се издигне до това състояние на съзнание,
of realizing the bewildering position that one is in this material existence,
разбирайки обърканото положение, в което се намира в материално съществуване,
and begging the spiritual master to free one from one's bewilderment.
Да моли духовния учител да го освободи от това объркване.
Unless one can come to this humble position of begging for mercy from the spiritual master,
Освен ако човек не достигне до това смирено положение да моли за милост духовния учител.
there is no question of self-realization.
Човек не може да постигне себепознание.
Because that means the pride is there, blocking.
Защото това значи, че има гордост, която пречи.
But if one humbly approaches one's spiritual master
Но ако човек със смирение се обърне към духовния учител
and begs for him to enlighten one,
и го моли за просветление,
then by his mercy one can see the truth as it is.
тогава по милостта на духовния учител човек може да види истината такава каквато.
The dense, deep, dark clouds of delusion will then be dissipated by the shining lamp of knowledge.
Тогава гъстите мрачни облаци на илюзията ще бъдат разпръснати от факела на знанието.
One will become enlightened.
И човек ще стане просветлен.
Tesham aditcham vajjnanam prakashayati tatpadam. Tesham aditcham vajjnanam prakashayati. What is it? Tesham. Oh yeah, gnena tu tat agyanam. Tesham nashitam atmanaha. Tesham aditcham vajjnanam prakashi tatpadam. Prakashayati tatpadam. When one becomes enlightened with that knowledge by which nescience is destroyed,
Когато човек бъде просветлен от това знание, което разпръсква невежеството,
then his knowledge reveals everything as the sun brightens everything within the daytime.
тогава знанието му разкрива всичко, както слънцето осветява всичко през деня.
So by humbling oneself before one's spiritual master,
И така, когато човек се смири пред духовния си учител,
that whatever my Guru Maharaj instructs me, I accept his instruction.
каквото моя Гуру Махарадж ми инструктира, аз приемам неговата инструкция.
Not that he gives me an instruction and I try to give excuse.
А не той да ми даде някаква инструкция и аз да се опитам да намеря извинение.
Whatever he instructs, yes, Guru Maharaj, I will do.
Каквото и да ме инструктира, да, Гуру Махарадж ще го направя.
That humble submission
Ето това смирено покорство
to the spiritual master,
към духовния учител,
as shown by Arjuna in 2.7 Bhagavad Gita,
както Арджуна ни показва в 2 глава 7 стих на Бхагавад Гита,
is indeed the very key of how to unlock the door to eternity, knowledge, and bliss.
това наистина е самият ключ, който ще ни помогне да отключим вратата към вечността, блаженството и знанието.
Next question.
Друг въпрос.
В сутрешната лекция стана ясно, че йогите мистици не са устойчиви, дори когато постигнат самадите, много лесно могат да паднат от тази позиция. Тук в този текст се изяснява, че Кришна обещава, че никой няма да остави своя предан отдаден. И въпреки това има ли при какви случаи дори когато човек е напреднал, той може да изгуби милостта на Кришна.
Ще да го синтезираш много по-кратко, да го задам първо смисъл.
Не, тук ще го сега.
This morning in the lecture, we heard that the mystic yogis, even after performing many austerities and reaching to the stage of samadhi, they may fall down from their position. But in today's verse, we heard that one who is advanced, he never loses the sight of the Lord, and because Krishna reciprocates with his desire. And his question is, дали може някой...
При какви обстоятелства човек може да загуби милостта на Кришна?
In what circumstances one can lose Krishna's mercy?
If your yoga becomes overcrowded with bhakti, then you will progress to become a pure devotee.
Ако практиката на йога бъде придобие оттенък, започне да преобладава бхакти, ще напредне човек.
But if one remains proud, thinking I am the doer,
Но ако човек остане горд, мислейки си, аз съм извършител,
then one will fall down.
тогава той пада.
You understand? Yeah. The key is you have to become humble. Pride cometh before the fall. If that yogi can humble himself before the Lord, he will become a pure devotee. But if he becomes proud of his acquired siddhis, the Ashta siddhis, then he may want to try to merge and become God through Mayavadi philosophy. Or try to be an enjoyer, like we see they come down with their cities and they advertise, I am God to the innocent people. They make some ashes come out of their photograph. And they have their followers worship them as God. So we see how they become bewildered by the material nature. How these yogis go to hell and their followers go with them. Can you imagine allowing your disciples to propagate that you are the Supreme Person? There's so many of these gurus, they do that. There's one lady who goes around hugging people, you see. And she explains that actually she is Krishna. You see? This is cheating business. Huh? Yeah, of the thousands, they line up for their so-called transcendental hug, you see. But this is a person who's falsely claiming that she's Krishna. You see, the bona fide spiritual master will never claim that they are Krishna. They will simply present themselves as the humble servant of God. They will never allow their disciples to say that they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So just because someone has developed some mystic powers doesn't mean that they are God. This is very important. Any other questions?
Two questions. The first is първият въпрос от тази лекция. Сега Санкаршан обясняваше как ние вече сме получили, изключили сме тази лоша сделка. Сме приели тази лоша кола и идеята е, че сега трябва да изтърпиме, докато евентуално получим по-добра кола. Това означава ли, че ние трябва да получим по-добро раждане, за да може да направим по-добрия път?
You mentioned about the bad bargain and how now we have a bad car, and if we make use of, if we tolerate, then we can get a better car. Does it mean that we have to take another birth? Better birth?
You can get a spiritual body. That's the best bargain. So you should strive to become a pure devotee, and then if you become fixed in pure bhakti, you will get a spiritual body. And if you don't make it to pure bhakti, then you'll get another material body that you can engage in Krishna's service. You'll be born in a family of devotees. So make every endeavor to become spiritually perfect in this lifetime.
постигнеш духовно съвършенство в този живот.
And even if you're not successful, then you will get a good opportunity to continue in your next lifetime where you left off in this lifetime.
И ако постигнеш съвършенство, ще можеш да продължиш следващия си живот от място, което си стигнал в този.
Anything else?
Втория въпрос от сутрешната лекция в университета. Санкаршан каза, че Бога той е себе достатъчен, обаче в един момент решава да се отведе на живите същества. Ако Бога е напълно себе удовлетворен, защо тогава, ако наистина е себе удовлетворен, защо трябва да създава живите същества, за да може да се наслаждава с тях?
His question is in relation to your morning lecture in the university. If the Lord is self-satisfied, what is the need for him to create all other living entities to enjoy?
Yes. Krishna is Atma Ram, self-enjoyer. So one could ask, if he's self-enjoyer, why does he need any associates?
Казва се, че Кришна е Атма Рама, т.е. той се удовлетворен. Защо са му необходими тогава?
He wouldn't have to have the headache of, people falling into Maya and this and that.
Защо са му необходими придружители? Той няма да е нужно да изпитва главоболието от хора, които падат в Мая.
Well, why do parents have children?
А защо родителите имат деца?
The child might become a criminal.
Детето може да стане престъпник.
But yet they want to have children.
Въпреки това родителите искат да имат деца.
Because it increases the loving relationship in the home.
Защото това увеличава любовните взаимоотношения в дома.
What does Chanakya Pandit say?
Какво казва Чанакя Пандита?
A home without children, it is desert.
Той казва, че домът без деца е пустиня.
So Krishna could live in the desert if he wanted to.
Кришна може да живее в пустиня,
After all, he is Atmaram, self-enjoying.
ако иска. Той е Атмарама, себедостатъчен.
But not only, but since he is self-enjoyer, so that means he can enjoy any way he wants to enjoy.
Ако той е себеудовлетворен, това означава, че той може да се наслаждава по всякакъв начин, както поиска.
If it would give Krishna more pleasure not to have any living entities and to be alone, then Krishna would do that.
Ако на Кришна щеше да му доставя по-голямо удоволствие да няма други живи същества, да се стои сам, той ще...
But because it gives Krishna more pleasure to expand an infinite number of living beings from himself to enjoy loving relationship with all of them, therefore to increase his own Atma Rama enjoyment, he expands unlimited living entities from himself.
Но понеже на Кришна му достава по-голямо удоволствие това да излучва безбройно живи същества, за да се наслаждава на любовни взаимоотношения с тях.
So, the answer in short is then to expand his enjoyment, that's all.
Отговорът е за да разширява своето наслаждение.
Why enjoy a little bit
Защо човек трябва малко да се наслаждава?
when you Atmaram enjoyment? Why have a little bit of Atmaram enjoyment
Защо Кришна да има малко Атмарама наслаждение?
when you can have unlimited enjoyment with all millions and billions of living entities?
Когато може това наслаждение да е безкрайно с милиони, милиарди живи същества.
You understand?
Може да се каже, че това е само друг вид наслаждение.
Can we say that this is a different type of enjoyment?
Different type of enjoyment?
Can we say?
Can you say that it's different from his self-enjoyment?
Че е различно от това
Да,
само?
Атмарама наслаждението и...
No, it is still self-enjoyment
Не, това пак той се наслаждава на себе си.
because it is his own energy.
Защото това е неговата енергия.
Krishna is enjoying his own energy. Even in his loving reciprocation with all of his devotees, that is still Atmaram.
Дори
In one sense.
любовното взаимоотношение със своите преданни, това пак е Атмарама. Той се наслаждава.
It is all his energy.
Всичко това е негова енергия.
We are Krishna's energy.
Всички ние сме
So he is enjoying his own energy.
енергия на Кришна и той се наслаждава на своята енергия.
It's simply himself in expanded form.
Това не е нищо друго, освен самия той в разширен,
Not in a Mayavadi sense.
но не в смисъл на Майявади.
But it is his own expanded energy. Actually, Prabhupada explains nothing exists except for Krishna. There is nothing that exists except for Krishna. And nothing is Krishna except for his original primeval self. This is called a Chinchya Veda Veda Tattva philosophy. Actually, there's nothing in existence except for Krishna. Krishna is everything and everything is Krishna. In one sense. In the other sense, Krishna is only his original personality from whom everything is coming. That is Krishna, and that is Krishna only. So in one sense, it is all of Krishna's loving reciprocation with his devotees is Atma Ram enjoyment. It's all his energy. But to make that enjoyment more complete, we are his separated energy instead of integrated energy. That means we have a choice to serve him or not to serve him. He gives us individuality. He gives us independence to increase the rasa. You see? We have a choice to reciprocate. We are fully independent by Krishna's grace to either love him or not to love him. And that life makes life more interesting for Krishna. Whether we will love him or not, you see, that makes it more interesting for him.
Also say why Krishna expands in many living entities, because to defeat the Mayavad philosophy that to show that the love exists, to love to exist, that has to be two person.
Yes, that's a very love cannot exist if one person is all alone. Love means two, Krishna and you. The impersonalist philosophers who want to merge everything into oneness, they are love killers. Would you like to live in a world without love? Then do not embrace this philosophy that everything is one. The philosophy of absolute oneness kills love. Our philosophy is absolute oneness and two-ness simultaneously. Our philosophy gives full facility for unlimited love between the Lord and the living beings. Questions more? Alright, so we can stop here. Raja Vidya Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai.